Hello and welcome to Angela's Busy Bees Garden and Homestead. Guys, I want to give you a quick early morning tour of the home garden. And as you can see, my collards and kale are going to seed. So I am going to do one massive harvest of collards and kale. And I am going to remove all of this from the garden. And some of it I'll use for composting, some I'll give to the chickens, and begin my planting of peas and beans. Over here, I have already removed the broccoli from the garden, so I am going to be planting some black-eyed peas in this raised bed. I'm probably going to do green beans in here, even though the cabbage is still trying to make a head. So I'm going to allow it to continue to grow before I remove them. But as I've stated, I'm going to put green beans in here, and I'll probably put lima beans or purple hull peas in this bed. And as you can see, I have the kale in the cells of the cinder blocks. I will be planting food in each of those cells as well. But also, guys, here the sugar snap peas have come up. And I have this trellis in here so that it can attach to the trellis. I've also planted some sugar snap peas along here. And as you can see, they are coming up and will be attaching to this trellis here. And I've done the same over here, but I do see a little germination here and there of the sugar snap peas coming up, and it will be attaching itself to this black trellis here. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I haven't planted the sugar snap peas in this one yet because I want to go on and harvest the collards out of here. But a lot of the collards, they look pretty healthy, nice, beautiful leaves. So I'll be able to do a nice harvest of collards. On some of them, I'm noticing some damage. But as I've stated, I can I'll probably throw these away, as you see here. But for the most part, the ones that are not damaged, I can do a pretty good harvest. And as you can see here, the collards are being affected by something. I'm not sure what it is, but I have so many kale plants that I'm not really concerned. And I have harvested such an abundance of collards and kale between fall of 2023 to now. I really have had a lot of food to come out of this fall garden, so I'm really pleased about that. Over here, guys, is my fig tree, and I am waiting to see what it's going to do. You know, your fig tree is one of the last trees to come back to life in the spring, so I'm really hopeful. And then over here is an apple tree, and this is the red delicious. Yeah, it's the apple red delicious tree, and I'm seeing signs here of it coming back as well. I've got all of these pots here cleaned out and ready because this is where I'm going to grow more peppers this year. And as you can see, guys, I'm always putting down cardboard and trying to suppress the grass and the weeds. And you can see here where it is even trying to come in along this fence line. So there's always something to be done in the garden. Here I have a Concord grape, and as you can see, it's getting ready to bud. Really pleased to see it coming back to life. And over here, the daffodils have come and left, and I don't know what happened to my tulips this year. I had a lot of tulips growing, and I don't know, maybe the squirrels got to them, I'm not sure. But I have a lot of garlic in the cells of these cinder blocks, but in the middle, these are alliums. And I've also planted some shallots in the raised bed. I don't see them coming up just yet, but they've been planted. Over here, I'm noticing also that some of the mustard greens that I've planted is looking like it wants to go to seed. But this right here is a potato bed. The carrots, look at that, guys. The carrots are looking beautiful. There's 1, 2, 3 containers of carrots. And my thyme there is going wild. I really love that. My sedum autumn joy is back. And of course, the thyme is a companion plant for potatoes. These are all cleaned out and ready for cucumbers and basil and tomatoes. And this is what I mean by the mustard greens starting to go to seed. And these were actually sown in the fall, but never really grew. And I thought that I could take the seedlings out and, see if I can spread them out, that maybe that was the issue as to why they really didn't develop into maturity. But I'm going to sow more seeds for mustards because I absolutely love mustard greens. But these were from the fall, guys, that you see here in the cells of the cinder blocks. The blackberries are coming back, guys. Look at my blackberries. Looking beautiful. And so what I'm going to do with these that are hanging low like this, I'm simply going to stick it into a pot of soil and allow it to root. And once it has developed roots, I will clip it off and sell them at the farmer's market because I've got plenty enough blackberries for us here on the homestead. Over here, this is my blueberries. And as you can see here, they have flowered. Really hoping I can get some blueberries this year. I have to really stay ahead of the birds. The last time I showed you these bush, this is the lemonade blueberry. It had not leafed out, but as you can see, it's got its leaves. They're all coming along nicely. There are some dead limbs that I need to remove. And then over here, guys, as you can see, the comfrey has come back. And I can really divide this up and place comfrey in other places, but it is coming back beautifully. I received 1 piece of comfrey from Diva Jones 03, and that from that 1 piece, I have been able to multiply to all of these that you see here. But that's it, guys. This is the home garden. I've got some seeds to sow. I stated I wanted to sow some black-eyed peas, some green beans, and once I get all of the food out of the collard green raised bed, then I'll plant some purple hull peas or maybe field peas in that bed, and I need to also add some sugar snap peas. But of course, peas and beans, they can tolerate a little cold weather, and also the fact that if I sow the seeds now, they won't come up anyway for at least 7 to 10 days. And hopefully by that time, all this cold weather would have been moved on. But this is the home garden so far, guys. This is a potato bed, and I don't see anything coming up just yet. I may top it off with a little bit more soil. But in this raised bed, I have red potatoes. Over in that one, I have white. And I've got potatoes growing also in the market garden. And in another week or so, I'll probably plant more potatoes because I don't want them to all harvest at one time. But thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you all are safe and well and are also preparing for your spring and summer gardens. Thank you so much. God bless. Bye-bye.